Hi Ultimate Gardeners, welcome back to the Ultimate Gardening channel. My name is Emmanuel Arce, well known to be the Ultimate Gardener. Come join me in becoming an Ultimate Gardener day by day. So in today's exciting sprouting video, I wanted to dedicate this video all about companion planting. Companion planting is one of those methods of gardening that I've been awaiting to do for the longest time, but never got the time to do it, as well as never got the proper supplies to do it as well. So in this video, we'll be covering 4 topics. 1, what is companion planting? 2, when is the best time you should be doing companion planting? Number 3, what I'm going to be doing for my companion planting. We're going to be discussing about the veggies I'm using, how I'm going to be planting them. And number 4, we'll be discussing about an aftercare guide. So let's go ahead and jump right into this video. So coming into our first topic is what is companion planting. Companion planting is a method of gardening which us urban gardeners use to maximize our gardening space, in which you dedicate an area in the garden for companion planting, in which we're able to plant multiple different crops in that same area. They're able to grow with each other without disturbing the peace for the other crops, and you're able to harvest multiple different crops from the same area. So that is what companion planting is. A primary example that you probably have seen around the internet is using corn, beans, and squash. Squash is used as a ground cover below the corn stalks and bean vines, in which that allows humidity to stay in the soil to keep that soil moist and allows weeds to stay out. The corn grows tall like a pillar, in which that's like a support system for the vines of the beans to grow upwards. So you're technically getting like multiple different crops in the same area without having to dedicate a lot of space to only one particular crop. So that's a method of gardening I've been wanting to do for the longest time, but never really got the time or enough research to do upon it. So now I have all the supplies I need to do it and all the knowledge I need to show you guys how to do it as well. Now let's move on to our second topic, which is about when is the best time to do companion planting. So coming into our second topic is when is the best time of the year to do your companion planting, which I recommend you doing it around middle spring all the way to late spring, because you're preparing your plants to grow maturely, so when the hot temperatures come, it doesn't really affect the growth or affect the crops as bad if they were spring crops. You can grow spring crops in the meantime while you're preparing your bed for companion planting, but usually or ideally you want to plant summer crops in companion planting, so when summer comes, those crops are thriving without no problems at all. So middle spring to late spring is the best ideal time to do companion planting. So Ultimate Gardeners, this is the area that I've been planning to do companion planting in. So let me go ahead and flip around the camera to show you guys the area a bit more better. So this is the area right here that I'll be planting up. So a quick run through is that in the middle we have tomato plants, which is our tallest crop here. Then as a step down we have brassicas here. I don't know what type of brassica, probably cauliflower or broccoli, either or, those are fine to be grown here. So those are this next step down. And then the final step down is lettuce, which is Swiss chard, and I believe a different other type of lettuce over there. But we have lettuce on the outer ring, then we have brassicas, then we have tomatoes. So that is the ideal companion planting right here. These are all going to be planted in the same area. They will all be receiving the same amount of nutritious value or nutrition, and they will be growing fine with each other. So this is definitely a good spot to plant them in. So let me go ahead and zoom the camera up and talk to you guys about how I'm going to be planting them. So here I have the Swiss chard seedling right here, and then I have some type of brassica right here. But the whole ideal part is that you do have some type of spacing between these, so they're not completely like piled up on each other. So the whole ideal is just plant them regularly, just make sure you have proper spacing between each plant. Now a quick aftercare guide on when you finish planting your companion garden, now what you should do and what you should be expecting for the next coming up months. So coming in number 1 is the proper amount of sunlight. Make sure every single crop you plant in there has all the same sun requirements. You don't want to put a shaded plant with a full sun plant, because those are not going to grow good at all. So make sure you either have full shade plants, full sun plants, or partial sun plants in the same area. Never mix and match the sun requirements, because that's a huge problem waiting to happen. Number 2 is have a watering schedule ready, because although the plants are not big and you don't have that ground cover that is keeping the humidity down there, You still need to water your crops when they're small and young and developing as well as maturing to their final stage. So make sure you have a set watering schedule to keep that soil constantly moist so your plants don't dry out as often. Coming at number 3 is having a set fertilizing schedule. Fertilizing is really required when it comes to, Coming at number 3 is having a set fertilizing schedule. Fertilizing is really important when it comes to companion planting because you have multiple different crops in the same area, so that does mean that they will be fighting for nutritious value, so they can suck up that nitrogen, potassium, and potash in their plant system. So you don't want them fighting for the nutrition with each other, so make sure the playing ground is even and you fertilize every single plant equally so they're not fighting for nutrition, as well as keeping your soil amended and fertilized. Finally, is staying vigilant for pests and diseases. Although when your final product is ready and they're all mature and you're getting produce off of that area, it's gonna look stunning and fantastic. But in that process, you have to stay vigilant for pests and diseases, because if a pest or disease attacks one plant, it's more than likely that the other plants are gonna get attacked right with it. So make sure you stay vigilant, checking under the leaves, checking the surface of the soil, checking the top leaves if you see any signs of stress. Just stay on top and vigilant on your plants so no pests or diseases can come through and ruin your plants. So stay vigilant and spraying when necessary. That's gonna be it for this exciting sprouting video. If you learned something new in this video, please leave a like down below, and while you're down there, please consider subscribing to show the Ultimate Gardening channel some support. A huge shout out to Gardener Scott for all the support and love he's been showing me. He has been an amazing gardener that I've been looking up to since the beginning I started gardening, and he is definitely an inspiring gardener. And if you're on my side and you don't know who he is, make sure to go check out his channel. I'll be leaving a link towards his channel in the description box below. Thank you, Gardener Scott, again for all the love and support you've been showing me. It really means a lot to me. And a huge thank you to everybody out there who's been subscribing and showing this channel some support. As well as leave me any video suggestions you would like me to do down below in the comment section below, and I'll gladly do them for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and never forget to grow big, Ultimate Gardeners. Bye guys.